Thank you, Hannah. The city of Toledo, Iowa, called the actions of a now former police officer abhorrent, but an investigator the city hired cleared him of wrongdoing.
This all follows our I-9 investigation into a traffic stop that ended with the arrest of a mom in front of her kids. KCRG TV9's I-9 investigative reporter Ethan Stein joins us in the studio to show us why the city and its report are at odds here. Ethan?
Well, Beth, here's that original video that we talked about 2 weeks ago. Officer Kyle Howe, though, resigned Monday, just moments before the city said it received its investigative report. The investigation looked at 6 incidents, but determined Officer Howe's use of force was lawful and that he was truthful in his reports. But that did not stop the city from condemning Officer Howe's behavior, leaving even more questions for those who Officer Howe arrested.
You know how fast you were going?
75 maybe.
Okay.
That's Isaiah Romero getting stopped by Officer Kyle Howe last month. It ended with Romero getting charged with assaulting Officer Howe. Dashcam captured video of the assault.
Tried to kick me. I was restrained.
The officer says Romero kicked him, but the video shows no kick. What it does show, Romero handcuffed as Officer Howe slams him to the ground.
I was very surprised.
Amber Navarro was also charged with assaulting Officer Howe, but she says he threw her to the ground in a separate incident she says left her daughter screaming and frightened.
My daughter screaming. Her screaming, just stop, and her seeing me being thrown to the ground.
Body camera video footage shows Officer Howe asking for Navarro to help calm down a child.
That's under control or she's going to get taken away, okay? This disorderly got to stop.
As they walk away from each other, there's an altercation, and the video cuts out. And that is the problem a third-party investigator the city hired repeatedly found. It cleared Officer Howe of wrongdoing, saying Howe was engaged in legitimate and lawful conduct, and his statements are truthful. But it also says the city's body cameras are unreliable, and the in-car camera system was not operational.
Keep your hands on your head.
There was no dash camera for this arrest of a 70-year-old man at gunpoint. Video shows the man following instructions, but the body camera malfunctions and comes back on with Officer Howe pinning the man and threatening to tase him.
Now put your hands behind your back now, you're going to get tased.
John Thomas owns the company who completed the independent investigation. He is the police chief for a neighboring police department and former police union official. A USC public policy professor who studies ethics says this is not an independent investigation, saying he very likely has a bias towards defending police.
It's not necessarily a subjective problem, it's a perceptual problem.
John Pellicero also studies government ethics at Santa Clara University. He says the connections create various optics problems.
It affects the trust that the public has in whether an impartial and fair inquiry into the arrest of a citizen is being conducted in a way that ensures that the results won't be questioned.
Regardless, the group is being paid tax dollars to review this officer's response, while people say a narrative around town is beginning to spread.
I was very shocked because this is not how our community police officers should be responding.
Officer Howe's resignation means he gets to keep his license and benefits. That also means he's eligible to work for another law enforcement agency, and the city is not required to alert anyone who wants him about his behavior in the past. In studio, Ethan Stein, KCRG TV9 News.